In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why early assignment is rare and why you shouldn't fear it. I'm going to do this by walking you through a showdown between me and Jason Statham. I'm going to explain to you when exercising an option would make sense, an NVDA bear call spread example where getting assigned on the short call would generate $346 in profits for the trader that got assigned. And I'm going to show you how to gauge the probability of being assigned early on an option. Let's get started. To illustrate this to you, we're going to have an exercise and assignment showdown between myself and Jason Statham here. I'm going to exercise an option and Jason is going to get assigned, and we're going to see how he deals with that. To start this off, we are going to say that I am long a 100 strike call option, and Jason is short the 100 call. I own the call and he's short. Here is our stock price graph. The stock price goes up and gets above the call strike price of 100. The stock price goes to $100.50, and the call option is worth $5 at this moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to exercise my call option. And when I do this, this means that my $5 call option gets converted into 100 shares of stock at $100 a share. But Jason is short this call option, and when I exercise the call, he gets assigned. Jason is assigned on the short call, and that means his $5 short call is converted into a short stock position. That leaves him with negative 100 shares at $100 a share, which is the strike price of his call. But what's the result of my action of exercising this call option? I exercise the call, converting that $5 call into 100 shares of stock at the strike price of 100. I then sell the shares at the current market price of $100.50. This leaves me with a share P&L of $50, but I lost the entire $500 option value, and that leaves me with a net P&L of negative $450. But that loss accrues to Jason because he was short a $5 call option, and when he gets assigned, that call gets converted into a short stock position at the strike price of 100, and to cover his short stock position, he has to buy back the shares at $100.50. And a 50-cent loss on 100 shares gives him a share P&L of negative 50. But he was short that call option worth $500, and when I exercised it, it essentially destroyed it in his account, converting him into a short stock position, and that means he gained $500 from the destruction of that call option. And that leaves him with a net P&L of $450. In plain English, I consumed a call option worth $500 for a $50 share gain, and I lost $450 from exercising the option to do that. He was short the call option worth $500 that got destroyed when I exercised it, forcing him into a short stock position that lost $50 when he closed it. So Jason profits $450 from my mistake. But why did this happen? Well, it comes down to the option price components of intrinsic and extrinsic value. If the call strike is 100 and the stock price is at $100.50 and the call price is $5, this means 50 cents of the option's price is intrinsic or exercise value, which is that gain that I make from buying at the strike price of 100 and selling at the market price of $100.50. But the call price is $5, and so the entire value above that 50-cent gain is extrinsic or time value. When you exercise an option, you lose all of the extrinsic value because you consume the option and only get the intrinsic value. And in the case of a call option, that means the benefit of buying at the strike price and selling at the market price of the shares, which is 50 cents in this example. But let's say we have a call strike of 100 and the stock price is 110 and the call option is worth $10.25. In this scenario, it's much different because we have $10 of intrinsic value, and that means there's $10 to be made from buying stock at the call strike of 100 and selling them at the current market price of 110. If I exercise this call option, I will consume the $10.25 option. I'll buy stock at 100 and I could sell it at 110, therefore making a $10 gain per share. But I give up that 25 cents of extrinsic value, which in this case is only 2.4% of the option value, as opposed to 90%. It's worth noting that getting assigned does not increase your risk dramatically. Let's look at this example in NVIDIA, where NVIDIA is at 201.68, and I am looking at a 190-200 bear call spread. I'm short the 190 call, which is deep in the money at this point, and I'm long the 200 call. So my call spread is fully in the money. In this situation, the typical options trader would be very worried about assignment since the stock price is $11.68 above the short call strike price of 190. But what would this position's payoff look like if this trader got assigned on the 190 call right now? If they got assigned on this 190 call, this call option would disappear and they'd be left with a short stock position sold at the strike price of 190. But we have to factor in the premium received for this option, which is $15.14. And so the effective entry price of this short stock position would be $205.14. Now I want you to pay attention to a couple things here. First, the P&L of this bear call spread is currently $0. That's because I just entered it. And so I'm not factoring in actually selling it at a lower price and having a loss. Most importantly, I want you to focus on the maximum loss here. With this bear call spread, I have a max loss of $331 and a max profit of $669. If I disable the 190 call and I enable the short stock position, we can see the max loss is still exactly the same at a $331 loss. But actually now we have massive profit potential to the downside because instead of having a short call with limited profit potential, we have a short stock position that can profit so long as the stock price continues heading lower. So this leaves us with a synthetic long put position, but also I want you to notice that the P&L jumped up to $346. And that means if we got assigned on this 190 call, it would benefit our position by $346. Now, where did this profit come from? Well, the 190 call is worth $15.14, but how much intrinsic value does this option have? If the stock price is at 201.68, then we can do 201.68 minus 190, which is the strike price of the call, and that gives us $11.68 of intrinsic value. But the option is worth $15.14, and so if I subtract the intrinsic value of $11.68, we get $3.46 of extrinsic value. When I simulated getting assigned on this short call, my P&L jumped up by $346, which comes directly from that extrinsic value that existed in the 190 call at the time of getting assigned. And this further illustrates if you get assigned on a short option that is in the money and it has lots of extrinsic value, then it's actually a good thing that you got assigned because all of that extrinsic value accrues to you as the short option trader. But again, this would not happen because if I'm holding that 190 call and I see that it has $346 of extrinsic value, then I'm not going to exercise the call because I know I'm going to lose that amount. And so since it's unlikely that I'm going to do that, it is very unlikely that you will get assigned on that short call option. And this brings up the question, why would you ever exercise an option? One of the huge reasons to exercise a call option, for example, let's say I buy 100 strike calls and the stock goes from 100 to 150. And my unrealized P&L in the position is $100,000. If I sell these calls, I realize $100,000 in taxable gains, and this gives me a big tax bill, especially if these were short-term capital gains, or gains that happen in under a year. But if I exercise the calls and buy the stock, I don't pay any taxes until I actually sell the stock. So even though I have a $100,000 gain on these calls, if I exercise the calls and take the stock and hold them for 10 years, I don't pay any taxes on this position until I sell the stock 10 years later. But this does require enough cash to buy the stock. And so a lot of times this isn't going to be possible. The next big reason that you would exercise a call option is to capture dividends. And that's because call option owners do not receive dividends. If the stock is paying out a $1 dividend and my in-the-money call option has 25 cents of extrinsic value, then I can exercise the call to buy the stock. And by doing so, I will burn the 25 cents of extrinsic value, but I will receive the $1 dividend per share. And in this situation, mathematically, it would make sense to exercise the call to capture that dividend. This is the number one situation you have to watch out for when you have a short in the money call option and the stock has an ex-dividend date that's coming up. The main thing you can do to gauge your early assignment risk is just keep an eye on the extrinsic value in any short in the money option. For example, Robinhood is at $90.75, and in the 27-day expiration cycle, the 70 call is worth $21.90. But the option has $20.75 of intrinsic value. So if we take $21.90 and we subtract the intrinsic value of $20.75, we get a total of $1.15 of extrinsic value in this 70 call option. If you were short that 70 call option, you would have very low early assignment risk because even though your call option is over $20 in the money, it still has $1.15 of extrinsic value. And that's because there's about a month left until it expires. This is enough extrinsic value to bring the early assignment risk virtually to zero. But as time passes and these options get closer to expiration, this extrinsic value will decrease, especially if Robinhood keeps going higher. And that means the early assignment risk will increase as expiration approaches, especially if the stock has an upcoming X dividend date. So if you're short an in-the-money call option on a stock that has an upcoming X dividend date, early assignment risk increases significantly, especially if that dividend is more than the extrinsic value in your short call option. Hopefully this video eased your fears of early assignment and showed you exactly why it is rare to get assigned early on an option. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. My name is Chris from Project Option, and I will see you all in the next video.